this, which is coming up, is a speech that I'm really, really looking forward to. Just to share a story, there's a guy who a lot of you guys are fans of, Eric von Sydow, Hypnotica, and he said, Steve, you're hosting the 21 convention. You have got to hang out with this guy. He is, and I know him, he's a legend. He's been around way back in the day when we all got those David DeAngelo CDs for $20 a month, and a true man, awesome guy. And here, let's welcome onto the stage, the Brent Smith.
Thank you.
Man, great to meet you.
Thanks. That's a lot to live up to, actually. I hope I can do it.
All right, take it away, man.
Okay, hello. How are you? Everyone good? Okay, I'm super excited to be here today and have this discussion with you. Let me put my glasses on here. Okay, so today I'm going to start off by giving you my most important piece of advice and what I think is the secret to attracting hotter women into your life and having incredibly healthy relationships. And when I was talking to Anthony, I said, what is the most highest leverage concept that you've ever heard from me? And he said, well, by all means, it's this one. Stop chasing women. That's it. And that's all I want to say to you today, so thank you very much. No, but I could. If you just took this one piece of advice and did nothing else, your life when it comes to dating women would be fantastic because you'd save a ton of money, a lot of your precious time, a lot of heartache. But I'm gonna go in and tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so when you hear me say something like this, stop chasing women, you probably think, oh, that's absolutely ridiculous, Brent. Why would I want to do that? How does that work? Will women even chase guys? And, if I want to get women, how do I don't understand. How do I stop chasing them if I'm chasing them? I understand it can be very confusing. But the reason we're having this conversation is because dating in itself is broken. The whole dating and courting procedure and process that we go through is broken. It hardly works for anyone these days. Even though there are a myriad of experts out there who have books and programs and appear on TV shows and they're telling us all how to do it the right way, what they think is the right way, still most relationships end in divorce, most relationships end badly, and it's because we're doing things the traditional way. And so what's happening is men have become very pushy and women have become very passive. Let's see what else. Okay, so we do it a certain way that we've been taught. So there's the traditional way, which is man chases women. And all the things that go into that, right? As men, we sit around and obsess about, oh, I've got to meet women because it'll make me cool. How do I do it? Where do I go to do it? What do I say? How do I ask a woman out? How do I get a phone number? How do I get sex? How do I get a girlfriend? It's all about getting. And what most people teach is just a way to do this. I was trying to draw it kind of like a horse. So we know that this doesn't work really, the traditional way. We all have had experience. I've had tons of experience in the old way of doing things. And it just doesn't, end in the results that we all want. But we keep beating this dead horse, okay? And people keep teaching us things that don't necessarily work. But we keep following because we have no other way of doing stuff. No one else tells us anything different. Okay, so just a little background about me. I used to go on a lot of traditional dates and chase a lot of women, and I started out like every other guy, basically, which is with no skill set, very socially anxious, not knowing what to say, and I only knew the traditional way, so I didn't even know there was any other way to think about it. So I would go out, try to talk to women, try to get numbers, try to get dates, all the normal stuff. And what happened was, I ended up committing a ton of time to it, and I became a master pursuer of women. Okay, so I was really good at it. I was a master number collector. That's all I did. But I got to a point where even if I did a massive amount of it, there was very little return. So even if you're really good, you can ask the guys who are really, really good, even if you have a high quantity of women you talk to and interactions you have and numbers you get, you're only going to convert a certain amount of them into actual dates, even the best guys. And I'm sort of lazy. So one day I was thinking, you know, I'm pretty good at this and it's happening for me and I'm converting these things in date, but it's so exhausting. I'm out every night trying to collect numbers and then, of course, trying to figure out how to leave them a message, what to say, how to respond, how to get them to do this, that, and the other thing. And so I decided, I had a crazy idea, that maybe I would just do the opposite of what I had been taught. Maybe I would just kind of not give a shit anymore, and I'd go out, talk to people, and instead, when I talked to women, of trying to get their phone number and trying to talk them into stuff, I would instead give them my number, have them, you know, chase me, ask me out. Pretty crazy way of doing things, except that it started working. Okay, so I want to discuss with you why the traditional way of chasing women is not a good thing to be doing. Just so for you why guys out there. So doing everything the traditional way sets you up as the provider. Okay, when I say provider, you know, women will say, oh, you know, I want, you know, someone to provide for me and so on, and that's not what I'm talking about in that traditional context. Because that's true, I do believe that, you know, you should provide for your family and so on. But the way that most guys use provider is in that we give women things in order to get them to like us. We do things for them just in order for them to like us because we think that's the way we have to do it. And I'll tell you, something that I figured out along the way is there's absolutely nothing sexy about the provider I'm talking about. Okay, absolutely nothing sexy about it. We've all seen this scenario of the rich guy who, you know, has a ton of money. He's got a nice car. He meets some girl. He asks her out. He takes her to an expensive restaurant, and then at the end of the night, he spends all his money on her. At the end of the night, gets a kiss on the cheek, and he drops her off. Okay, maybe some of you have done that. I've done it for sure. And then there's the other guy. He doesn't spend any money on the girl. He's not a great dresser. He doesn't seem to have many skills, but she's addicted to him and can't get enough of him. And this guy doesn't do anything that the other guy does. He's a complete opposite, so he's not the provider. He's more of the friend with benefits type guy. He's more carefree. He's not trying to push her into doing anything. And she's addicted to this guy, always trying to find out where he's at. You know, what is he doing? She's texting him, trying to meet him. Where is he? Is he at this certain club or this bar? You know, going over and hunting him down. And sometimes this girl goes from the date with the rich guy and texts the friend with benefits guy on the way home, goes over to his house. So, which guy do you want to be? You know, it sounds simple to me. You want to be the guy who attracts women like that, who doesn't have to jump through all those hoops.
And I know him, he's a legend. He's been around way back in the day when we all got the...
And I'm telling you, I see these guys come up to me and they show me all these super long text message threads or instant message. I mean, they must be like, you know, they go on for sometimes weeks. And I say, hey, so you guys got together? No, but I think I'm going to talk about it soon. We're probably going to maybe get together. I'm like, really? This is your problem. This is over chasing women. This is the old way, and this is exactly why you're not getting together with her. I'm looking at all the stuff you're telling her, and it's the same thing every other guy is saying, right? It's how it's going. You're trying to tease her, and you've gotten into it, and you're doing it. Is it possible that women will just switch over immediately? Yeah, it is, because even though they're programmed just the opposite of way we are, the passive way. So women are, of course, unfortunately programmed to be passive. So we become too pushy, they're too passive. So they kind of wait around, right? They've been taught to wait around, and the right guy will approach you or he won't. Right? Now some girls are assertive, and I applaud them if they are, but very few. And so maybe in conversation with, or you're already sort of like chasing the old way. If you want women to chase you, you have to stop chasing them, period. That's it.